that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
You know, at a certain point, I was expecting my town to make like nationwide news, but I wasn't expecting it to be this. So, yeah, hey guys, I'm sure you saw the thumbnail. I'm sure you saw the title. I'm sure you saw the news. Um, my town, Visalia, California, the school across the bridge from my school. Uh, yeah, I don't even know if I can show the picture in this video. There's been a lot of like flagging and community striking of like stuff that's been posted around about this. But yeah, you saw the thumbnail. If you haven't, I'm sure you can see the thumbnail, on phone, on tablet, on computer. Yeah, that happened. Basically, these students got in a row, and a homophobic slur was displayed on the T-shirts. T-shirts that were supposed to spell, I believe, "Congrats, class of like Congrats 2026" or something along those lines. And yeah, obligatorily, I have to talk about it. Is that even a word? Obligatorily? I don't know. I just ramble in these videos. There's no script. So yeah, so the context behind this is really where it gets murky. I'll link the news articles in the description. As you can see, again from the thumbnail, this happened Thursday. This happened at a rally where they were giving the middle schoolers a tour. The story gets really murky. Some people say it was the middle schoolers coming to visit the school. Other people were saying it was for the seniors. And then some people say, oh, it was because they saw some like gay couple. It's even in the news article. It was that they saw this couple holding hands and they decided to do it. And that was the story that a lot of people were saying. But then other people started coming forward and were saying, no, this was planned out from the beginning. They heard them talking about doing this for a TikTok in their little classroom. They were talking about doing it for a TikTok. Well, they didn't need to press the upload button because it's on TikTok now, and so are all their names, which is FAFO. Fuck around and find out. And yeah, obviously this is not good. I don't really think it matters the context of the situation in the end of the day. This is just something you really shouldn't do, especially if you're the leader of your school. The ASB is supposed to be like basically the face of the students. You're supposed to represent the students there, and by extension, representing not only your family, but the people who work at that school. And that's why generally you should avoid making statements in general, but like statements like that are slurs, maybe not. A slur with a lot of history behind it. Maybe just don't do that, regardless of if there's a gay couple in there or not. Just maybe don't do that. Hot take. And I did upload a reel about it that got about 3,000 views on Instagram as of recording this video. I did a story on it, and that's where it really took off. I did the story, then everyone at Whitney started talking about it, and then by extension, people at Golden West started talking about it because I have a lot of mutuals from both of those schools. And so when they started talking about it, I got a text from a news outlet, ABC 30 and KC24, who was requesting to use the picture I had posted, and or both angles, because I had posted 2 angles. They were requesting to use both angles in the news report. And the next day it was on the news. It was on ABC 30 and it was on NBC, which spreads it throughout. So it went from a Redwood thing where people at Redwood were upset about this or were defending it, which we'll get to that later. It went from that to all of Visalia is talking about it, to all of the Central Valley of California is talking about it, which if you don't know what that is basically, if you've seen a map of California, there's this like huge mountain range, the coast, and then this little like strip of land, or maybe not, or not little, but it goes from like Sacramento all the way down to like, I want to say like Bakersfield, maybe like somewhere like really like towards Southern California, like LA and San Diego. It's like, and obviously Bakersfield isn't like terribly close to those cities, but like somewhere around like like south of Bakersfield. So the Central Valley is pretty long. So that's, and these news outlets spread news for nearly all of those cities, a good majority of them. So this went from something that was like a small couple hundred people, maybe not even like 100 students talking about it, to a couple hundred students talking about it, to like thousands of students, because now you have all four schools and all four high schools in my town involved, to just everyone in the Central Valley talking about it. And, people were rightfully clowning on the town because so many people, when the news article got posted, when students were voicing their opinions online about it, the school did more effort into taking down the stories about it and to taking down the posts about it than they did actually taking action about this. And that has been a long, long tradition of Visalia Unified School District. Um, Visalia Unified School District is the school district, and they have a long, extensive history of just digging their heads in the sand, taking more action on students uh, than they do perpetrators. And some situations I get it, but then there's other situations where, like, for example, sophomore year we had a student who I won't name drop, but Draven Lopez was making AI porn, or attempting to make AI porn of girls at the school, obviously non-consensually, and also had reports of like looking under skirts, touching other girls, um, just all kinds of like nasty shit. Like name something, it's in there, or it's like, or something close to it is in there. Like he did like just everything impossible. And their response was that girls couldn't wear skirts anymore and guys couldn't take their shirts off at the weight room. Yeah, as you can tell, this is why we are one of the least educated cities in America, and that's what we were getting clowned on for by other cities in the Central Valley. They were like, "Yeah, Visalia checks out. Okay, not surprised," and it kind of hurt me because it's like, damn, like there's a lot of good people out here. Okay, maybe not a lot, but there's an amount. There is an amount of good people out here, and like it kind of hurt me, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, true, because you have 40-year-old like dudes who smell like cigarettes and like definitely either beat their wife or get pegged. Which, I mean, hey, get pegged all you want, but don't act like you don't. In the comment section, talking about little like students, like little kids, and being like, "You're so sensitive," and it's like, dude, it's like a literal slur. Like, if I kick you in the nuts, does that like make you? Does it make you sensitive for crying, or like what are we doing? People are so desperate to jump to snowflake, snowflake, and then these same people will have a meltdown if they like see like a black character in the TV show, or like if they see a gay couple in a movie, even if it's for 5 seconds. Like, who's really the snowflake? You know, and obviously, there's a lot of meltdown. There's a lot of meltdown in that comment section, but there's also a lot of good. There's also a lot of good in there, and I think that just goes to show this town is very 50-50 on the political spectrum. We have a lot of, inbreds and uh, Zionist cocksuckers out here, but we also have a lot of good people. So that's how the comment section for a lot of the news posts out here we're doing it, because there's NBC's news post, there's ABC, and then there's the Times Delta, and then Stringer. I apparently posted on it, but then deleted it, which they also did with the case I brought up earlier. And it was just a really interesting day, because usually my Instagram account gets like 80-90 views, but then it quickly shot up to like 200-300. Everyone was just like looking for reasons to post about this or to talk about it or to see what was going on. And the crazy part was that the people involved at first were defending it, and then as soon as the news article started getting into it, they were sending apologies. When everyone started posting it around, they're typing these paragraphs, and they still have the audacity to ask for um, people to take the picture down. It's like, dude, like, do you really do you give a fuck about what happened, or are you just apologizing so people will stop talking about it? And these kids, they lost their college scholarship, which is like, yeah, we don't want this. Like, you don't want this on your campus. And to some people that might seem harsh, losing a scholarship, losing jobs, losing your privileges at school. Okay, that last part, I think you should probably realize that it's really not that deep. But the first two, I get it. But it's like, at the same time, like, do you really want that on your campus? Do you really want that around other students. VUSD does, but like colleges who have actual people who are doing their job don't want that. And so naturally, VUSD victim blamed. They allegedly used AI on the email they sent to parents. People started sending it into Gemini AI to detect if it was AI, and every single time it came up 100%. It came up 100%. And so anyway, so the school didn't handle it well. They suspended one person from what we've heard, told the others to just stay home for a couple days. So they have the option. They have the option. And then the one student that got suspended allegedly was because his shoulder is in the fucking picture. I wish I could write something that funny. This is not exaggerated. This is not a joke. This is what happened. The kid got suspended because his shoulder is in the fucking picture. So as you can see, my school district is ran by a bunch of monkeys. Is ran by a bunch of how do I describe these like idiots? Like, how do you get paid thousands of dollars to act like a clown, And you're not even gonna put the makeup on. Like, what are you doing? Like, at least get the red lips ready. Like, get the white powder. Chop it up. Like, what are we doing? And it's insane. The district has been like this for a while. There's been protests about the district, and they've done nothing. They've done nothing to combat it, to anything really. And so, again, in certain situations, I get their hands are tied, but there's other situations like this, like the Draven situation, where they just basically let the parent get off. They let the student get off scot-free, so they don't have to deal with the parents. And it's like, maybe just tell the parents to raise their fucking kid and close the door, And naturally, they don't do that, but they're gonna have to, because now this is trending on fucking TikTok. There are posts about this on TikTok with hundreds of thousands of likes, with millions of views. I'm not joking, millions of views. One of the biggest LGBT content creators posted it on Reddit. I mean, not Reddit, Instagram, and it got like 100,000 views as of recording this, 40,000 likes. So it's like, actually, it's up to like 160,000. I'm looking at it right now. And yeah, what a fun week for Redwood students. This is not a good look. Their names are online, and then more allegations are coming forward with people saying that these kids have been caught like humping on other students without like consent, like not like in a joking way like you do with your friends, like a genuinely just running up to students and like thrusting on them and then running away or stuff like that. Of course, these kids say the N word. I mean, are you surprised? Are you surprised? And one of these kids, they didn't name drop who, and there will be a Google Drive in the description documenting everything, because my editor, just like the pedophile video, it's crashing whenever I put pictures on screen for some fucking reason. So there's a Google Drive in the description showcasing all of it. And the crazy part about all of this is that, how do I okay, you need to bear with me for this, because this shit started a comment war on Reddit, and then the Reddit got taken down, and then I don't mean like the Reddit post, I mean the entire subreddit was just wiped off the internet because of the argument. And it was like some 40-year-old arguing with a kid about like whether or not gay people have a right to live. And it's like, this is the community that this is harboring, and one of these kids, again, as I was going to say earlier, was exposed for grabbing people on the crotch during water polo instead of playing defense. Christianity in the bio, by the way, all of them have Bible verses. All of them are preaching about God and Jesus. And then here they are just like doing the most heinous shit. And it pushes my belief, that not all Christians, but a good chunk of them only follow Christianity, to hide from addressing their problems, and they resort to their beliefs, and they just say, well, Jesus said I could do it, or Jesus will help me. And it's like, you're a stereotype. I hope you know that. And yeah. And the weird part about their apologies, which again are in the Google Drive, is that you only apologized when the news articles dropped, or when everyone started posting about it. You didn't apologize when people were telling you it was a bad idea. You didn't apologize when the first people posted it. You got Redwood to take them down. You apologized when it went viral, and now it's gotten even more viral. And the school, rightfully so, Visalia Unified School District is going to be under a lot of shit, and they deserve it. They deserve every ounce of it. They have terrible systems, and they are so underfunded, and they like to use that as an excuse to act even more underfunded, and it is so insane. And yeah, I'm just kind of glad that it's getting traction, it's getting attention. People aren't falling for these like stupid apologies, quote unquote, because like some of them feel like genuine, and then some of them are just so fake. Like some of them are just like, I don't want to be in controversy anymore, I want my scholarship back. And it's like, yeah, I can tell, buddy, I know you're not getting it. But yeah, another reason I don't forgive their apology is that they have a group chat, allegedly, where they're just sending each other all the stories and the posts about what's going on, and it explains why like so many of them are just randomly viewing the stories. They have been camping on my account right now for like 3 days. For 3 days, you think I give that much of a fuck about you? I really don't. I'm spreading the word because what you did was heinous, And honestly, I don't know, man. It's like we have so much going on in the world right now. Our country is being ran by predators who abuse children, women, and men, who had cannibalized babies, who committed murder, who were capturing black people to hunt them on the island as sport, who were like beating animal, like they were just doing the most heinous shit, and they have authority over you right now, and your biggest issue is gay people. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest, it's coming for you. Natural selection is coming for you. Like this is like sub 60 low IQ behavior, and it pisses me off that like people genuinely engage in this shit, and like in my town. And yeah, I don't know, I'm stuttering a lot in this video because there's no script, there's no like pre-planned dialogue. I'm just kind of yapping like I do in most of my videos. But yeah, I just wanted to cover this, get the word out there, get it onto YouTube since it's on Instagram already. It's already on my Discord. Link in the description, by the way. And I just was like, yeah, let's get the word out there. And now that the word is out there, they're probably going to find a way to sabotage my grades. So I can't wait for that to happen. And yeah, anyway, this is the end of the video. This is the part where I just, in conclusion, don't be a dick. Dark humor is fine, but when it's not funny, it's just fucked up. It's obviously not fine. Stay in school, or maybe don't if you live in Visalia, because this is our district. This is our education system. Don't do drugs unless they're fun. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff at this point. I'm not suicidal. I'm doing late work right now, which I'm supposed to get graded on, and my teacher said that the deadline doesn't matter anymore. So if my grades tank, it's probably because of this video. VUSD doesn't really care about its students. I still hate Israel, and yeah, goodbye. Wait, before I go, I'm aware that maybe I'm a hypocrite for this because I've said some pretty heinous shit myself. I just want to say the difference between me and these people is that I took genuine accountability for things that I've done. I'm aware that I'm not a perfect person. As a matter of fact, my whole thing is like growing this year, which I've been doing pretty good at so far. I haven't pissed anyone off that didn't deserve it since April. And which is about like what 9-10 months now. And yeah, I'm probably forgetting something. Actually, I'm probably forgetting something. Yeah. So also, I don't think things I've done should invalidate me saying stuff about other people because, again, it's a completely different situation, arguably worse because you represent the school. And yeah, all right, for real this time. Bye bye. Love you.